All right, I'm back. Yeah, it's been a crazy week or two for me. Um, where do I even begin? Uh, let's just say that my running has been doing really well lately. I really stepped up the mileage. I felt that my needs were not being met with my training plan, so I wanted to add in some extra runs per week. And I might have overdid it a bit. I went from running 3 days a week to 5, and I think I'm gonna settle on 4. But I'm feeling okay. About a month ago, I was feeling a bit fatigued, running a little over 10 miles a week, and I ran around 24 miles this week. So basically, almost a marathon split up over the full week. Yesterday, I ran 14 miles. It was my first half marathon in quite some time, and I have not run further than a half marathon since my last marathon, which was in 2022. So it's been like 3 years since I've gone 14 miles, and I handled it just fine today, or yesterday rather. I woke up this morning, the day after, and felt a bit sore, but I was still able to get to the gym. I got a pretty solid swim in. First time in a while that I swam 300 yards without a break, which is pretty good for me, considering that I don't really swim that often, and it's been a while. I've actually been progressing pretty good in the pool, even though I'm only swimming once a week, if even. And I figured while I was there, I'm already at the gym, might as well get a workout in. So I had a leg day session, and it went all right. I'm being a bit safe. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. But to be honest, I'm feeling okay. I ran 14 miles yesterday. I had a leg day session today and swam, and I'm not really all that sore at the moment. So the training's paying off. Got in, like I said before, like something like 24 miles in the last week. And I mentioned it on my social media, but not really on here. I just joined the North Park Trail Runners. I actually joined their private social media group maybe like 3 years ago with the intention of getting into trail running. I just kept saying, oh, I'll do it later. But I hit the point in my training plan where I wasn't getting the mileage I wanted. And I figured if I'm going to add in extra miles, I kind of want to add them on the trails. It's a lot easier on my feet than running on the pavement. So I just out of the blue sent them a message on Facebook and said, hey, look, I'm looking to get into trail running. I'm very new to it. Is there Sunday run good for beginners? And I had a lot of responses from people in the group. So I showed up, and I gotta say I'm hooked. It was great. Trail running is a completely different beast. So much more technical than road running, or pavement running rather. Oh, this tree's still here. Someday this is gonna fall down and crush someone. Get nervous every time I walk under it. Here I go. It looks like I get to live today. But yeah, anyway, I joined them last week, and it was great. Good group of people. There's probably between 10 and 15 people there. And yeah, they were very accommodating. They had frequent stops to make sure everyone got caught up. Walked up the hills instead of trying to run up them. It was just a generally good time. Something that I'm gonna have to learn though. It is kind of hard to navigate foot placement out on the trails while you're running. You don't want to twist your ankle or fall or anything, and especially on the downhills, it gets kind of technical. So I have to work on it. Did not fall. I had a couple close calls, but I didn't fall. And yeah, I really enjoyed myself out there. Met a lot of cool people. A lot of them have been reaching out to me in private and letting me know which runs to come out to. And yeah, I'm probably going to be a regular. Had a lot of fun out there. I actually showed up again this last Tuesday and got an extra run in that I wasn't planning to do. But I wanted to see what their Tuesday runs are like, because my weekends coming up might be a bit busy, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to make all the Sundays. So I wanted to have a backup run if I can't make a Sunday. And Tuesday was great. I really liked the guide on Tuesday. We did some bushwhacking, running through weeds, except a lot of it wasn't really running, basically hiking. Going up hills, crazy stuff. I can report that I did not get affected by poison ivy. So that's a plus, because we were knee deep in weeds basically for some of the run. But yeah, great group of people. A lot of them have reached out to me on social media, and I'm honored to be part of them. So yeah, it's gonna be a regular thing for me. And then here's where, of course, it's me. I had to. I decided to post about it on my social media that I was running with them. And I had a friend from high school contact me that I think about a year ago, I saw him post that he was getting into running. I haven't really followed up with him since. And he saw my post and was like, hey man, this January, there is a ultra marathon out in Texas where I live. You should come down. We've got like a group of people doing it. Run it with us. And it's me. So now I think I'm gonna do it. I've always wanted to be an ultra runner, but I kept telling myself, oh, I'm gonna get my Ironman triathlon out of the way first, and then I'll worry about ultras. But you know, this opportunity just came out of nowhere, and it's a friend that haven't talked to in years. And I'd like to catch up with him. And I'm running a marathon in October. So I have from October until January to get ready to run a 50K. So a 50K is basically a marathon with an extra 5 miles. So it's not too crazy. I'm running a marathon in October, and then I'm going to have 2 to 3 months to get ready to basically run another marathon. But this time it's going to be out on the trails. It looks to be extremely hilly, so we'll see. I think the elevation profile is something like 3,300 feet of gain, so 3,300 feet up and down over the course of the 50K, so that'll be something. I think I'm going to do it though. Just came out of the blue, was not prepared for it. But yeah, he put that stupid idea in my head, and now I think I'm gonna be an ultra runner. Here I go saying it's just a 50K. It's further than a marathon. But yeah, I'm hooked. I'm liking it out here on the trails. A lot of the races that I'm looking to run are road races, so I still need to do a lot of my training on the road. I need to get used to hitting the pavement. But I enjoy being out in the trail so much more, and I want to work in some of those events to my schedule next year. I know actually today there's an ultra marathon. I believe it's called the Baker's Run or something like that. A lot of the people in the trail running group that I'm with are running it. Obviously I'm not going to run it this year. I have other plans, but you know, maybe next year. I don't know what my plans are for this time of the year. If they have a shorter distance, I think I can. The full distance is 50 miles. I'm not going to run 50 miles next year. This is going to be right before my first Ironman, and I do not want to add a 50-mile race into the training for that. But if they have a shorter distance, I'll probably be there next year. So we'll see. Won't get my baking pin, but I'd like to still be out there on the trails. So I'm showing a couple signs of fatigue. I'm not really in any pain, just kind of feeling exhausted, which is good. I really stepped up my mileage like I said, I added a 4-mile trail run and a 5-mile trail run to my workout schedule without compensating. I think I took 1 mile off of one of my runs because of it. So I am way over what my plan is calling for. So I'm being careful, or at least I'm trying to. I'm looking for the signs of overtraining, which they're always kind of there, but you always kind of get that with triathletes. And I'm feeling good right now. I tackled 14 miles yesterday, back out here today working out, and I feel fine. See, I'm climbing this hill here, and my legs are holding up. Didn't feel the same yesterday though. Let's just say sitting down on the toilet was quite the adventure. But today I'm fine. So yeah, in other news, I'm looking at other local races to run before my marathon. Normally I'm a guy that just kind of does his own thing and just runs around my local lake. But I kind of want to get some actual race practice in, being out there with other people, getting used to running in a crowd. I did really enjoy running as part of a pack during the trail running that I've been doing lately. I'm used to just doing it all on my own, but kind of being out there with someone else is a lot different experience. So I'm looking at local races coming up, and I saw that the U.S. Air Force half marathon is coming up about a month from now. And if you follow my social media, you might remember that I said that I was going to run it last year, but life kind of got in the way. My training was not working out, so I called it. But you know, it's coming up, and it's just a half marathon. I ran 14 miles yesterday, so I'm already past that. And I think I'm going to do it. I haven't signed up yet. I was looking at my schedule. It calls for an 18-mile long run that day. So now I don't know what to do, because I'd like to try to actually race a half marathon and kind of hit the finish line with nothing left to give. But I'm going to be 5 miles short of my training plan, so I don't know how I'm going to handle that yet. Do I just add in an extra 5-mile run earlier in the week and just take the half marathon on its own, or do I do a shorter run after the half marathon, or just like cross the finish line, keep going for another 5 miles? I don't know. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. Actually, at North Park one year, I ran like a 5K or something, crossed the finish line, kept going for another mile or two to hit my training plan. I had a couple people that were there spectating, cheering me on as I ran past the finish line, just kept going. But yeah, I don't know how I want to handle that yet, but I'm probably going to be there. I really like Dayton, small town in western Ohio. It's known for having the U.S. Air Force museum there. A lot of airplanes. I've always been a huge museum guy, and that's probably my favorite museum that I could think of off the top of my head. So, might be heading out to Dayton in another month or so. We'll see. I think it's maybe like 4 weeks out. I haven't planned it too much yet. I've been getting pretty active in the official running Discord, and someone brought it up on there, and it put that idea in my head, and me being me, like, you know, I could do that. I probably should. So I'm probably going to be out there. They have really cool looking medals. It's always based off like fighter jets. I don't know what this year's jet is, but I kind of want that for my collection. So guess I'm heading back out to Ohio in a month. But yeah, training's doing good. Weight loss wise, I'm not doing so hot at the moment. With all my extra training, my hunger levels are pretty high, and I've not been regulating it well. I have put on a little bit of weight, not a lot. I think I'm up like 3 or 4 pounds from where I was last time I updated you guys, so it's not a huge difference. I'm pretty much the same weight, but yeah, I don't know what I want to do. Keto's hard to maintain. It's really stressing me out, and I don't need to be keto. I can totally go back to eating carbs and just be clean about it. Don't really go out for fast food and stuff, just kind of like healthy meals, still get salads and stuff. But I kind of really like the results I get on keto, and there are a lot of long-term advantages to being fat adapted for endurance sports. And part of me wants to just keep it up because it really helps out, especially when you start doing races further than a marathon. And with my first ultra marathon coming up and my first Ironman coming up, kind of want to get really fat adapted. So that's where the struggle is right now. I know my performance would go way up if I started eating carbs again. Just like even just a bit of rice here and there, I'll probably perform a lot better. But yeah, for now, I think I'm just gonna keep it up. God, I would stab someone over a piece of sushi though. It's been a while. But yeah, speaking of sushi, I threw my name in the goblet of fire a couple days ago. So if any of you aren't familiar with the running community, there are 6 marathons they refer to as the majors. In the United States, you have Boston, New York, and Chicago. In Europe, you have London and Berlin, and then the Tokyo Marathon in Japan. Those 6 are known as the majors. If you complete all 6 in your lifetime, you get a special commemorative medal. They're very prestigious, hard to get into. Boston is unique in that you have to qualify for it and you have to run a certain time just to get in the door. But the other 5, you can enter a lottery to get in, anyone can do it. So I was browsing social media a couple days ago and I saw that the lottery for the Tokyo Marathon just opened. I think that was it was a couple days ago, during this week. So I said screw it, and I put my name in the hat. I don't know if I'll get in. It takes years sometimes to get in, but I figured I want to run the majors. Really want to go back to Japan. It's available. It might take me years to get chosen, but they're never going to pick me if I don't put my name in the hat. So I'm officially on the list for Tokyo, and now I have to play the waiting game and wait a full month to find out if I got in or not. But I'm hoping they choose me. Did not have an extra marathon on my schedule for next year. I believe it's March 1st, so kind of like right when it's still kind of cold out here. But yeah, I'll make time for that Japan trip if I get chosen. If that happens though, I'm going to have quite the season next year. January 1st ultra marathon, March full marathon. I'm doing the half at the Pittsburgh Marathon in May. I didn't want to commit to another full marathon. The half of the Pittsburgh Marathon lets you see the whole city. The back half of the course is kind of just running through neighborhoods. It gets kind of samey. I still like it, but the first half has really all the big sights. All the views of the city. You get to run across all 3 rivers. You get to run across the bridges. You get to see the stadiums, all the famous downtown spots. And I think that's enough for me. I'm going to have my chance to run other marathons, and I've already done Pittsburgh. But I still want to be out there. I want to be a part of the event. So I'm just doing the half. And that's fine. I'm okay with it. Of course, I say that now, day of, I'm going to be really wishing that I did the full. But, you know, I'm fine with the half. So yeah, I really have my work cut out for me next year. Keep saying that 2025 is my year, and it's been amazing for me, but I mean, looking at the schedule for next year, 2026 is coming knocking, and it might be better. We'll see. Everything's been going pretty well for me so far. It's definitely been a really solid year. I would like to kind of kick this weight loss into overdrive. I am not happy with my current state, and I've kind of plateaued a bit over the last maybe 2-3 weeks. So we'll see. It is kind of dangerous though to be keto and running a marathon and in a caloric deficit, you really run the risk of injuring yourself and becoming really dehydrated. So I'm watching it and making sure that I don't starve myself. It's just really hard to regulate calories. That's why people generally say don't worry about losing weight if you're training for a marathon. But I'm working on it. I am seeing progress. Trying to be careful about it, but I do have big goals. So yeah, I think that's it for today. It's a Saturday, so it's kind of my rest day, although I do swim on Saturdays. And tomorrow I'm back with my trail running group. Really excited for that, to be honest. It's become kind of like the highlight of my week. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. For now, just business as usual. Adding in an extra trail run per week on top of my training schedule does not seem too stressful. I seem to be handling it well. Fortunately, my biking has kind of fallen off a cliff. I don't remember the last time I've been on a bike. I think I did one Zwift session in the last week or two. That's been about it. But I mean, as this marathon draws closer, I'm getting really exhausted with all the extra running, so it's kind of hard to fit in other sports. But I do want to get back on the bike. But yeah, that's it for now. Can't think of anything coming up in the near future. Like I said, I have that half marathon in Dayton, Ohio, probably about a month from now. And there might be some smaller, like 5Ks in the area that I'm eyeing up to try to fit into my schedule. Because I do miss running actual races. I brought this up before, I'm kind of repeating myself, but I do a lot of my running out by myself, and it's so different being a part of a group. So we'll see. I'll see what's on the schedule. There's not too many races this time of year. There's a lot in the spring, a lot in the fall, but not too much in the summer going on. So we'll see what I can find. Anyways, I'll probably be back in a week or two. Thanks for checking in. I'll see you guys later.